the maker of the world's fastest private jet, landing in Indiana. The economic impact of Bombardier's major new investment in Fort Wayne. Plus,
Reid Health Hospital in Richmond is leading the charge in Indiana. Every single patient room now using high-tech AI technology to help nurses. We'll have the story coming up in the Business of Health.
Also, DePauw University, one of the small but mighty colleges in Indiana, cashing in on donations and fundraising to push the needle forward in higher ed. In this case, intercollegiate athletics. And the cream of the crop when it comes to creating the best dishes on the globe. The recipe for success behind the World Food Championships coming to Indy. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick. Presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and LiUNA.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick. The business of aerospace taking off in Indiana, specifically Northeast Indiana. Bombardier, a global manufacturer of high-end aircraft for business and government, announcing plans to open a major service center at Fort Wayne International Airport. Bombardier's multi-million-dollar investment to bring 100 high-paying jobs to the region and as part of the company's broader expansion strategy.
Congratulations to everyone shaping the next chapter of business aviation.
There's 600 of our aircraft that are presently flying in the Midwest. So it's important that we're here and we have a presence. Like I said, it's all about having the convenience for our customers to come in when they need us, where they need us to be. It's about being close to them. It's about offering, of course, the service that they expect from Bombardier at all times around the world. And I think that the next step in our growth strategy is Fort Wayne, Indiana.
It is a big get for Northeast Indiana and the state's overall growth in the aerospace sector. Fort Wayne Mayor Sharon Tucker.
Well, it's a really surreal, awesome experience to be able to welcome Bombardier into our community. And we're excited about what it means for young mechanics who want to have a career in the trades and want to go into aerospace to do that work.
Bombardier's new service center will bring 100 new, high-skilled, well-paying jobs to the region. Why Fort Wayne?
We looked at multiple airports in the Midwest and we had a lot of, it's not something that happens quickly, right? There's a whole team behind it at Bombardier that does the right studies to make sure that, first of all, we're in the right region to capture the market share that we want, that we can grow the ecosystem around us that we need, that we have the right talent pool around us, right? Because it's very important to make sure that we can have a talent pool that we can develop over time. After, I think, about a 6-month study, we realized that Fort Wayne was absolutely the right thing. We had a lot of great support from the local authorities. So, we said that this is the right place for us.
Partnerships from government to business to higher education. Keys to Fort Wayne sealing the deal.
It took a lot to be able to pull together this kind of economic success for our community. And it was because of our partners when it comes to the universities and to colleges, to our trade schools, all came to the table to provide a contribution on how they can help assist and how they would be able to help provide skilled trade learning, tutelage for individuals that want to go into this field of work.
It's extremely important that we have the right partnerships with the state authorities, with the city and county authorities, but also with the local authorities. And I also, when I say that, I also mean the academia, right? Educational institutions are very important for us because if we're really thinking long-term and growth in the community, we need to make sure that we have that pipeline of support.
Bombardier ready to take off in Northeast Indiana, and they are ready to roll because they expect that facility to open next year. And they also say there are more expansion plans in the pipeline. Well, Washington, D.C. provided the pretty incredible backdrop this week for a major event among Indiana government, business, and civic leaders. They assembled there to strategize on pushing the state's economy forward with Indiana's congressional delegation. I moderated a discussion that was part of the Indiana Chamber's new D.C. Insider event. And both Senator Jim Banks and Senator Todd Young told me Bombardier's commitment to Fort Wayne is a sign that the state's aerospace and defense sectors can be growth engines.
It's going to be really good, by the way, for the 122nd Air Guard base where we fly the F-16s. But the business that this is going to spur further in Northeast Indiana with all the good things that we already have going on in my part of the state, a huge announcement. A lot of people have been involved in it from Northeast Indiana, but very, very, very glad to hear this news, and I believe there's a lot more good news to come.
Hoosiers have been making things for generations. Now we lead the nation in manufacturing things, and we continue to move up the value chain. So we're making things that are more complicated and pay a higher wage. So we should always be looking for that next opportunities. This will be one of those opportunities.
Also in the nation's capital, Indiana's engineering tied to a new monument that is underway, honoring those who fought in the Gulf War more than 30 years ago. Indianapolis-based CSO architects playing a large role in the design of the National Desert Storm and Desert Shield Memorial being built in Washington. That project has been ongoing for some 15 years and will be located just north of the Lincoln Memorial. CSO telling IBJ reporter Mickey Shuey the memorial is the company's legacy project.
So, I mean, we're in an era where every 25, 30 years, a new arena or a new stadium is built in a city, or at least heavily overhauled. So to have a monument like this that by federal law will only really be able to be upkept rather than transformed or modified, that really, for lack of a term, cements CSO's legacy.
The Gulf War Memorial is more than halfway done and on track to open sometime next year. Still ahead for you, a small-town Hoosier hospital making a big difference in high-tech patient treatment.
Well, my name is Zach, one of our virtual nurses here at Reid Health. Do you mind if I get started asking you a few questions?
Go for it.
How Reid Health in Richmond is using AI to transform healthcare and the potential impact across the country.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need
help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions. They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Good morning, Jen. How are you?
Well, I've been better, but I think I've improved some.
Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing how healthcare is delivered, and a healthcare system in small-town Indiana leading the charge. Reid Hospital in Richmond is being hailed across the country as among the first in the country to unleash AI's full potential. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta with the story from Wayne County.
A camera, speaker, and a smart board are just a few of the signs of the new smart patient rooms here at Reid Health, one of the first hospitals in the country to use the technology.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Hospitals around the country are using pieces of AI technology, but Reid Health in Richmond is using the most advanced AI available, smart patient rooms.
Sometimes it's nice to just see that, so you get a better view of what's going on.
Reid Health is not only the first in the state to launch smart patient rooms, but among the first in the country.
And I think some of it is size. Yes, we're in Richmond, Indiana, but we are large enough to have all of the resources we need to deliver excellent care. And we are also, our size allows us to be nimble enough to move forward with innovation.
One mission of the technology: to get computers out of patient rooms. The system picks up the nurse or doctor's badge when they enter the room, then AI gets to work. It does the charting for clinicians and automatically adds it to the patient's electronic health record.
If they have crackles in the bases of their lungs, they're speaking that, and the technology picks that up and documents that in Epic, and then the nurse goes back to approve that. So it's not the nurse doing the assessment and then doing the duplicative work by going in the hallway to chart all of that.
And less time on the computer means more time with the patient.
What really gets me amped up is giving our nurses and clinicians time back at the bedside.
Each room has a smart board to automate other time-consuming tasks, like meal ordering.
So we have lots of options. Is there anything that sounds really good today to eat? Grilled chicken. Okay, we can handle that.
And clinicians can easily pull up the patient's images.
It looks like you had this earlier this morning.
Artificial intelligence is not there to replace the human. It just empowers the human to do better and quicker.
Reid Health Chief Information Officer Mohammed Siddiqui says the health system is embracing AI to give time back to nurses and doctors to focus on the patient rather than juggling computer tasks.
Did you have any other questions about your care?
And surrounded by rural communities, the health system wanted to bring the same services to Richmond that patients can get in a big city.
We really want technology to be our equalizer. We wanted to make sure that underserved community that we serve in Richmond, Indiana, which is 35,000 population, have a same look and feel and experience as they go into the urban health system.
Reid Health says the AI system also helps with nurse retention because they feel less overwhelmed, an important factor as hospitals everywhere grapple with nursing shortages.
My name is Zach. I'm one of our virtual nurses here at Reid Health. Do you mind if I get started asking you a few questions?
Go for it.
Bedside nurses at Reid Health are also supported by virtual nurses, not avatars, but real humans in the building.
The care team has been called.
They're ringing the call light and they have an immediate need and their bedside nurse isn't able to get in here right away. The virtual nurse can zoom in and say, hey, I see that your call light was on. Is there anything I can do to help you? Immediately.
Reid's AI rollout is getting so much national attention that teams from the Mayo Clinic and the Cleveland Clinic have come to Richmond to see smart patient rooms in action.
It's really using technology to bring nurses back to the bedside to care for patients instead of, like computers sometimes bring a barrier to patient care. It's allowing our nurses and our clinicians to really get back to the joy of what they do, and that's caring for people.
Somebody come in and tell you about those?
Through a partnership with Reid Health, students just down the road at Ivy Tech are training on the exact same system, so they're ready for day one on the job. Gary, back to you.
Innovation in real time. Thanks, Kylie. Well, Fort Wayne-based Parkview Health also making headlines in the business of health this week. Parkview extending its expansion into central Indiana, announcing plans to open an innovation space at 16 Tech here in Indy. The move comes on the heels of Parkview's recent focus on central Indiana, including an aggressive advertising campaign and plans to build new hospitals. When we come back, DePauw University landing big money for a new sports complex and launching the largest fundraising campaign in school history. We'll hear from DePauw President Lori White when we return.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
The Indiana Breast Cancer Awareness Trust may not be a name you immediately recognize, but no doubt you've seen our license plate on cars all around town.
Each time a plate is purchased or renewed, we receive $25. These funds allow us to provide free mammograms, diagnostic procedures, and support services to underserved Hoosiers.
We also provide scholarships to support Indiana students who have a parent going through treatment or who have lost a parent to the disease.
Over the past 20 years, we have funded more than $7.5 million to serve fellow Hoosiers.
You see, it's more than a pretty plate. Learn more at breastcancerplate.org.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Well, DePauw University is launching its largest fundraising campaign in the school's 188-year history and announcing a new project that will give a major boost to athletics. DePauw received an anonymous $80 million gift that will fund a new athletics stadium and sports performance center. It will replace the venerable Blackstock Stadium that was built in 1941. President Dr. Lori White says the project will create new spaces for athletes and upgrade the experience for fans cheering on the Tigers.
As we recruit students to DePauw, we want to reinforce for them that they can play their sport at the highest level. They can get involved in all of the great things that we have to offer at DePauw. They're going to get a great academic education, and we are going to make sure that they are prepared as an athlete.
The Bold, Gold, and You campaign aims to raise $575 million for a host of projects and initiatives. In Johnson County, leaders at Franklin College are launching a $9.5 million endeavor to renovate and restore a historic campus building. The Elwood Fitness Center was a central hub for campus athletics and student life in the early 1900s. Now Franklin plans to transform the interior into a modern facility while preserving the exterior. It will be home to a restored gymnasium as well as locker rooms and support for multiple sports teams.
Here's what's making news around Indiana, brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
Well, Utah-based Qualtrics plans to acquire Press-Ganey Forsta in South Bend for $6.75 billion. The company's experience and research technology platform helps companies in a variety of industries, including healthcare and hospitality. Press-Ganey has about 3,500 employees, and Qualtrics did not say whether the deal would have an impact on the company's Indiana operations.
Bank? Oh, Fifth Third Bank, please. What is happening?
Fifth Third with some interesting ads to boost its brand and also spending nearly $11 billion to buy Dallas-based Comerica. The all-stock deal will create the 9th largest U.S. bank. Fifth Third has a big presence in Indiana, operating nearly 100 branches statewide. Well, according to Connexus Indiana, advanced manufacturing and logistics represent a third of Indiana's economic output, and international automakers are a big part of it. New data from Auto Drives America shows Toyota, Subaru, and Honda have invested nearly $12 billion in the Hoosier State and produced more than 937,000 vehicles last year.
Indiana is fortunate to have a very diverse automotive ecosystem, both domestic and foreign, that makes it very well suited for instances like we're in with economic uncertainty. It is an absolutely critical part of Indiana's economy.
Toyota employs more than 7,600 workers at its massive plant in Princeton, while Honda in Greensburg employs around 2,700. Well, after 14 years of construction, the DigIndy tunnel system is complete. The 28-mile network, some 250 feet underground, will divert about 5 billion gallons of wastewater into Citizens Energy treatment facilities annually, resulting in cleaner rivers and increased sustainability. Citizens President and CEO Jeff Harrison is my guest on an upcoming episode of the Business and Beyond podcast. Well, when we come back, the eyes of the culinary world on Indiana. And the Hoosier Technology Connection to make it easier for Colts fans to get inside Lucas Oil Stadium. More on Dormacaba's mobile entry innovation.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Our Innovate Indiana series is on the move in October. Join us for Innovate South Bend Elkhart in South Bend, October 14th, and Innovate South Central Indiana in Bloomington, October 24th. The Innovate series is presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. Each location will feature a powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight, and what's next for each region. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need
adults.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Well, forget the paper ticket and long lines. Innovation with an Indiana connection is found right here in the palm of your hand. It's making the game day experience easier for fans heading into Lucas Oil Stadium to watch the Colts. Switzerland-based Dormakaba's U.S. headquarters is right here in Indianapolis. The company's new high-tech mobile ticketing technology helps fans get to their seats faster, especially those who get to Lucas Oil just before kickoff.
Before they had started rolling out this technology, I mean, there was a number of instances where fans would be showing up, several minutes after kickoff. And since rolling out the products now, that they're showing up into their seats before, roughly 2 minutes or so before kickoff. So it's certainly a more inviting experience to kind of get fans in quickly and easily.
Fans will indeed be filing into Lucas Oil this weekend, packing the stadium as the Colts go after win number 5 against the Arizona Cardinals. Well, forget the shoulder pads and cleats. Instead, think spatula, spoons, and sauces for another competition taking place in the week ahead in Indianapolis. The World Food Championships at the Indiana State Fairgrounds will bring together more than 300 chefs from around the world to compete for the title of World Food Champion and grab a share of some $450,000 in prize money. For more now on how this event is putting Indy in the spotlight as a destination for culinary economic development, pleased to be joined by Culinary Crossroads founder Larry Dickerson. Larry, welcome to the show.
Gary, it's great to be back here with you.
Yeah, this is a major event in the world of food, the culinary world, if you will. This is the 13th year for the event. It's the second year for Indianapolis,
Yes.
Correct. Give folks who don't know an idea of how big this event is.
Yeah, it's recognized as one of the world's top and largest food sports competition. 13 to 1,500 home cooks, professional chefs, professional barbecue teams, 42 some states, and 15 to 20 different countries. So, we've got the eyes of the world in that whole culinary food sports world. They'll be focused right here where they should be, right here in Indiana.
I was going to say, and they're competing for a lot of money too. And last year, one of the winners, ultimate world champion winners, came from right here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that was sort of a little bit of icing on the cake, right? I mean, if you don't get in, you can't win. Yeah. And having someone from, as they refer to as Team Indiana, a new person, Colin, his first time competing, winning his category, and then going down to Bentonville and becoming the world food champion. How good is that for us?
That's good. Colin from Cunningham Restaurant Group here, one of the great restaurant groups in Indiana.
Absolutely.
This whole focus on food and culinary design and all the things related to that really fits well into the Culinary Crossroads initiative, which there's a talent component to this, attracting more young people to Indiana. Talk about that and how this fits into that overall picture.
Yes, as you and I were talking about, this goes all the way back to 2018, 2019, working with then Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, and talking about some different approaches for tourism promotion. And the idea is that if you could create a narrative that was built around culinary, and we talk about the people, products, places, and services that define Indiana's culinary landscape and make it the place where people want to live, work, and play. Well, as we were having that discussion, and I was spending time with some of our chef leaders, specifically Craig Baker and Cindy Hawkins and them, they told me about this thing called the World Food Championships. Took me down to it. It was operating at that time, the last year, down in Orange Beach, Alabama. He took a look at it and said, if we want to have a launch pad, what could be better than to bring this competition? Right there, we get a chance to highlight our people, products, and places. And even equally important, if not more important, think about those 1,300 to 1,500 competitors, all their sponsors coming in here, hearing that narrative, being educated on what we have, and then they go out and spread the word around the world.
And you have a dream, if you will, a vision for Indianapolis to really become a culinary mecca, if you will.
Yes, we do. I mean, when we look about it, if you start talking about culinary, imagine that you plant all these beautiful flowers around the state, right? We've done these on-the-road dinners around the state. We go out there and you see the product providers, protein providers, the restaurateurs, the markets, and everybody gets attracted to that. But think about any time that there's business that's going to take place or something new, what do? You sit down and you have a conversation around food. So when they come in, the whole idea with this narrative, they come in, you start around what we have to offer in the culinary side, but very quickly you take a look and say, any place in this state, go an hour and you've got one of the top universities or colleges in the world. Drive another hour any direction, you've got some of the best educators that are there, and then finally you have global producers in every sector. So we believe that if you start from that discussion and you go out there, it really changes the way the people look at the state. One, we plan on hopefully getting them here, and that's the thing about the second year, is having stakeholders come in here. We'd like nothing other for them to be here for a long, long time and make it the food sports capital of America. But we also think that this has the potential to be one of the next legacies. You take auto racing and what we did build around auto racing and those economies that are there. You think about amateur sports and what that led to in terms of what we do here today. I really believe, and I think we're at the tipping point to be able to have one of those legacies that would be built and started around culinary.
The World Food Championships taking place here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds in the week ahead. Larry Dickerson, thanks for some great perspective. Good luck with the event.
Thanks a lot, Gary. Great to be with you.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. We leave you this week in West Central Indiana, Park County, where Indiana's largest festival is in full swing.
The Indiana Breast Cancer Awareness Trust may not be a name you immediately recognize, but no doubt you've seen our license plate on cars all around town.
Each time a plate is purchased or renewed, we receive $25. These funds allow us to provide free mammograms, diagnostic procedures, and support services to underserved Hoosiers.
We also provide scholarships to support Indiana students who have a parent going through treatment or who have lost a parent to the disease.
Over the past 20 years, we have funded more than $7.5 million to serve fellow Hoosiers.
You see, it's more than a pretty plate. Learn more at breastcancerplate.org.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me Drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.